It's time for another interesting metagame discussion from what you guys are going to be referring to as a clusterfuck. Remember, why are these on my table? Like, maybe the Whopper joke should have been better. I don't know. My old man complains about why he's getting fat. Well, maybe it's the fact that we have Whoppers and clusters on the table. Whatever. Let's dig into this discussion, shall we? Did you all miss me? Well, anyway, it's Labor Day, guys. Happy holiday, I guess, question mark. Alright, it's time to talk about some of the deck lists and some of the things that we kinda saw over the weekend on my very uneven camera until I get a new tripod. So, for the most part, Sky Strikers. We knew that this was coming. Everybody should have known this, but Sky Strikers, to some capacity, are doing really well. There was a win a trip in Berlin. There were a lot of pure Sky Striker lists, but that tournament was won by a build playing triple tune table. And I'm not a super big fan of Foolish Bro Goods. I mean, like, here's the thing. So the tune table engine gives you the ability to break your opponent's extra deck lock by producing Chimera Tech, which will break it and allow you to kind of make some sort of digressive play, which is, it's fine. And also, tune table loads up all of your spell cards. Now, meanwhile, the Foolish Barrel Goods engine gets you a necessary draw, as opposed to a card that has one specific purpose. So, it's kind of hit or miss, but 95% of the success we saw this weekend was with Foolish Burial Goods being used as the main primary injector into that strategy. Now, following up with Sky Striker's success here between Toon Table and Foolish Burial Goods, we actually had a Sky Striker Trickstar build come into play, and I'll be damned. I didn't see this coming. I believe this was one of the nationals this weekend. But a lot of people have been talking about this, and I didn't hear anything about this. I guess a lot of people knew that this deck was floating around in the metagame or something. I'm not necessarily sure where or how this was kind of coming about, but here's the thing, alright? This deck has, basically, you're merging the Trickstar engine with Sky Strikers. Gives your engine basically a quicker acceleration to kill your opponent, which is one. Number two, you have two consistent engines already pushing together, which is more fantastic good news. There's a lot of cool synergy there, and I think that that's probably something that a lot of us might consider. But the Sky Striker engine is absolutely very splashable. Now, on the flip side of that equation, you have Goki. Now, Goki is still being the best deck right now. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I don't foresee any real means to stop Goki anytime soon. You've got two options, really, when it comes to that matchup. One, you break their board with the use of Sphere Mode, or maybe a Kaiju. Kaiju so much to a lesser extent, because Sphere Mode kills 3. So, there is that. Number two, you have to use preventative action to outgrind them, which means Draw and Lockbird, Ash Blossoms, these fantastic hand traps that you've already got at your massive disposal. You can take advantage of this. And I actually really like Goki as a deck. I don't like playing it, but I like the concept that they've got, because all of their floaters, all of their passive link summoning, climbing ladder, it was just a matter of time until somebody literally produced this massive eyesore and broke Goki's, and it literally took the Nightmare archetype, but they did it. Now, there was actually, Goki's also have this really interesting fundamental that they can merge with the Sky Striker engine. Hornet Drones is in fact a warrior off of the brand or Sky Striker archetype. So the token you're producing is warrior, which allows you to make Isolde. The Isolde just says 2 warriors. It doesn't care if it's a token or not. You can also play engages to net further draws. It's more of a cute aspect. If you're playing this, if you're playing the Hornet Drones, you don't have to play Marauding Captain. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing with Goki right now. And I think it's one of the cooler things about the deck is there's just so much going on. You can literally pick your tech cards, except for Butterspy. No one's going to play Butterspy because that shit's just incredibly terrible. So, for the most part, there is that. Now, a friend of mine was telling me, and I don't know if this was true or not, there was a Trickstar Goki deck. It showed up at a regional that made, he wasn't sure if it made Top Cut or if it finished X2. That's pretty impressive. That definitely goes to show that the Goki engine as a whole is kind of just floating off in the void right now. You can literally splice it in anything right now, and the deck is doing fantastic. The Goki engine will eventually be limited, or something's going to happen to Firewall. Don't sit here and be in denial the entire time. We know that that's coming, but to see all these evolutions with Goki in such a short amount of time, we don't know what the best build is because we have a YCS coming up next week. But for the most part, I think this is really cool. But Trickstar Goki as a concept, that's very interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. Number 3. So I brought up True Draco, and I think a lot of people mistook my words when I said that the deck's not good anymore. So we did a video, I think it was Saturday, talking about how True Draco isn't good anymore, but you can still lose to it. I still stand by my statement of it not being good, but here's the thing. When you look at Sky Strikers and you look at the consistent power of Goki, those are inherently good decks. Like, True Draco is just consistent and has floodgates. It doesn't have Masterpiece. You know, True Draco, before this point, I would have considered a very good deck. Just because you're consistent and you don't have a power play, that's my problem. I think a lot of people seem to misskew when I say things like this. Understand that variance and disruption are very much key to allowing these decks to be successful. And we also, I definitely think the event was Austrian Nationals. I think there were 2 True Draco decks in Top Cut. There was also another True Draco deck that topped, I think, the Rosemont Regional in Illinois. I will have the list up in the next day or so on this channel, so don't worry, there will be deck list. But True Draco's disruptive power, basically it's a stun deck now. I believe the Rosemont list was playing Mistakes, Anti-Spells, general floodgates to not allow your opponent to engage and play the game. And I still love that about True Draco. The deck got more consistent, but it lost its power play. That's excellent. But to the extent in which True Draco needs to be able to beat Goki and Sky Striker consistently, it's not there. The deck will be like Invoked Mech Knight. It'll be popping up, but that's about it. I'm not going to talk about Spiral in this video, but we are going to talk about Invoked Mech. So Invoked Mech gets a really quick shout out here, because if your opponent produces a co-linked Goki board and I roll out Purgatrio, I will be able to kill you. Invoked still 100% has the coolest FTK or OTK in the game. Literally, you special summon Purgatrio and you go boop 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 boop. Sorry, that's 8,000 damage. Is it fair that this deck has the capability to do that? No. But you, as a Goki player producing this incredibly large board, deserve to be punished to some extent. And I think that's cool. There's a lot of rogue stuff that topped this week. There was Paleo. There was a lot of Spiral. We were talking about True Draco. Trickstar is still very much a threat in the current metagame. I'm not going to elaborate on those. These were just some of the big things that I noticed. And the last thing I want to mention, I'm going to actually probably do another sub-discussion to this tomorrow. But evidently there's a for hire FTK floating around. And this has been forcing the prices of for hires to go up, basically. As in all terrible jokes, I guess you're going to be really paying them to work for you as a deck, because now the deck core is anywhere from, I think it was like $100. And on release, if you were taking advantage of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles pre-sales, you got the deck for like $20. But this has been a relatively big buyout. Now, the deck has the ability to just full offload, spam out a bunch of monsters. And then, like I said, there's some sort of like Cannon Soldier FTK going around. It's basically the same one with like the wind-up rat loop. It doesn't seem consistent to me, but it's worth mentioning because there was a for hire list that wasn't the OTK, got third place at the Win Flight at Berlin. So special shout out to that. Outside of that, I mean, Metagame's about where I expected it to be, honestly. Everything is kind of shaping up to be about what it needs to be. Remember, I hope you have your roster modes because you're going to be needing them for the next 2 months. And I hope you're not expecting any new generically good content because this well is going to be dry in about a week and a half, as we all generically realize. This is one of the shittiest formats we've been in forever. And I can't wait to start reading my comments section saying Robbie Cole's being fucking cynical again. Where's the hope at the end of the tunnel? Robbie, stop fucking sucking Konami off. Like, optimism, people. Y'all understand me someday. Alright, well, shit to your green Robbie's going to go get some food because I am of the hunger. Alright, guys, Deucerinos. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.